Hello, in this quick video tutorial we're going to show you how to use Stages to successfully manage job orders within our Job Developer workforce development application built on the Salesforce.com platform. My name is Abraham Jenkins. I am the Chief Enthusiasm Officer for Launchpad, and my email and contact information is below. Please feel free to email me with any questions or comments, as well as you can connect with me on LinkedIn. All right, so the benefits of this tutorial. Number one, this tutorial will help you improve the way you manage your job orders. Secondly, it's going to improve your ability to forecast outcomes, which is very important in workforce development, the ability to know how many placements you may make in the future based on forecasts. Number three, this is going to help you focus your follow-up as a job developer. You will spend more time following up on the job orders that matter and less time following up on job orders that are less likely to get filled and result in an outcome. And number four, you will improve operational efficiency of business services by doing all of the above, 1 through 4. So without any further ado, let's move forward. So what's covered in this tutorial? Two main areas are going to be focused on in this tutorial. Number one is job orders. We're going to show you a little bit about how to use job orders and Stages. And then number two is dashboards and reports. So this tutorial will primarily focus on these two areas. Okay, so we're going to start off by start here on the home page, home screen for Job Developer. And what you're going to see is we've included the dashboard for the stages. This dashboard here at the front is called Job Orders by Stage. And this is a powerful dashboard that can really help you drive placement outcome numbers. Now, one of the things you want to know about the dashboard is that it's going to give you a 360-degree view of your job order activity. You're going to see everything from the beginning of the process all the way through to the end of the process, and it's going to let you know where all of your job orders are at. Secondly, it's going to help you forecast how many placements you're going to make, and it's also going to help you identify any potential bottlenecks that might be in the process. All right. So once you've done that, the next thing you want to do is you want to look at this dashboard and drill down a little further. So I'm going to click on the dashboard so you can see a little bit more detail about this. What you're going to see is that dashboard is made up of numerous job orders that are going to be in the system. And these are job orders that you're going to input into the system. It's going to show you the different job orders that you have in there, and it's going to show you how many you have by the various stages within the report. So let's go back to the home page again. So how do you get this information into your dashboard? How do you create a job order so that it does populate within the dashboard? Well, that's really simple and easy to do. Now we're going to move over to the next key part, which is creating a job order. So I'm going to go over to the left-hand side and create a job order. And let's say we're going to create a job order, forklift operator. All right, and I need to associate that job order with an employer. So my lookup screen is going to populate. I'm going to select this company ProBuilding, which we created earlier. And I also want to associate this with a contact. It's very important to do that because you're going to have multiple, if you're working with large companies that have multiple departments, you might have job orders with all of those different departments, and they're going to be associated with different decision makers within those departments. Then I want to just complete the rest of the information here. And let's say it's going to 3 to 5 years of experience. The wage is $13. There's one opening. I'm also going to cut and paste the job description. And this is what's great about the application, is that you can very quickly and easily populate information into these text fields. And once you do that, it allows your job orders to be searchable. So I think it's very important to cut and paste the job description into the job description text field. I'm going to leave stage alone for right now. We'll get back to that. Secondly, additionally, you're going to want to put an end date. Typically, if the employer if it's an immediate opening, they're typically going to hire within 30 days, depending on the position. So I'll put a date of June 29th, and it's a full-time position, and it's a permanent position. Now comes the important part. Now we're going to go to Stages. Stages really helps you manage the life cycle of a position. And I'm going to run through the variety of different stages or life cycles that you can have along the stage. Number one is identified. That means you went out to an employer and you know that position exists. They may not have given you that position yet, but you know it exists. The next stage is job orders taken. So after you've met with that employer or you've had a conversation with them and they said, yes, we'd like for you to work on this position, then you do job order has been taken. So that means you've taken the position, you're filling it out, you put the job description, you have all of the information, relevant information for that position. So then once you have taken that job order, the next part of the phase could be submit or referral. And that means you've taken the job order and you have a participant that qualifies for that position, or at least you think they qualify. And you submit that person to the position for them to review. After they've reviewed that participant and they like the participant, they may invite that person to come in for an interview. They may call you and say, we'd like to have an interview of the 3 participants that you've sent out, and we'd like to schedule that. So then you'd move it to interviewing candidates. Now this is an exciting part because you're starting to get traction with that job order. After they've interviewed 3 candidates, the next stage is that they're going to make an offer if they like one of those 3 candidates. And so likely what happens is the employer says, hey, we would like to extend an offer. And so then it moves to offer extended. And then hopefully if the offer's been extended and you've done your work with the participant will accept and it will move forward to a placement. And then we do have some additional stages here after placement. You know, that's the big success, but there are some additional phases of onboarding, placement's been terminated, or closed and lost. So again, this is kind of like an A to Z life cycle of a job order. For this example, we're going to choose that the job order has been identified, and we're going to save that. The position has been identified, and the next thing I want to do is I want to go back over to my home page to take a look at the dashboard. Because what's going to happen is as we start to change this information, it's going to update. So I'm going to refresh the dashboard. If you see here, it was at 3, and it's going to take a moment to refresh, and you can see that it's updated from 3 to 5. We've actually had a couple of job orders that have been submitted. So previously we had 3 job orders that were identified. Now we have 5 job orders that are identified. But let's say I go back and I change that. Now that it's been identified, the employer called me and said, yes, we'd like for you to work on it. I change it to job order has been taken, and I hit save. What's going to happen is as I go back over here to my dashboard and hit refresh, it's going to update that again as well. So now what you'll see is that the dashboard has gone from having 3 identified and 11 job orders taken. As I moved the job order through the stages, it went from being, we had 5 that were identified previously, but we changed that to a job order taken. So that number went down to 4, but this number went up to 12. So as you can see, the dashboard is a great way to see where are the job orders in the pipeline. And at the end of the day, you want to have your job orders moving down the pipeline, down towards the bottom, out to placements. This is really the key stage of the dashboard. Right here is placements. You want to see these numbers moving down and the job orders moving through the pipeline to the placement stage. So let's look at this dashboard and see how you might also determine if there are any bottlenecks in the process. Well, one of the things I might look at as a manager is I might say, well, looks like we have 12 positions that have been taken, but we've got very few that have been submitted. So what I might want to do is, if I'm checking this on a weekly basis, is go out to our team and say, hey guys, we've got 12 open job orders. We've got to get people submitted to these positions. So we may shift a little bit of our focus from going out and getting more job orders, and we may spend more time on getting participants within our database, within our inventory, and getting those participants or candidates submitted out to the employer so that we can very easily start moving things through the process, eliminating any bottlenecks in the process, and being more efficient and responsive to the employers. So let's recap what some of the key takeaways today. Number one, when you manage your job orders by dashboard, you're going to be able to tell where all of your job orders are at in the process. Secondly, it's going to give you the ability to forecast potential placements. And then third, this is going to help you identify potential bottlenecks within the process that may be slowing down potential placements. Thank you very much for listening to this tutorial. I hope this was of value. If you have any questions or comments, you can email me or you can post it on this page, or you can also contact me via LinkedIn. Thank you very much.